Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to SMD Fishing. Thank you guys for joining in. If you're here for the first time, thank you for tuning in today. Doing a quick breakdown of some pre-spawn, like my go-to lures when it comes to pre-spawn time of the year. And to me personally, pre-spawn, I definitely consider that when water temps get to around after 50 and up to about 65. Okay, that's my pre-spawn time, and I'm in Maryland, which is halfway up the whole US of A. So depending on what part of the country you're in or where you are around the world, really, depends on how these fish are going to act, things like that. So, of course, if you're down south, you guys get those water temps way earlier in the year than most folks. Of course, as you go up further north, those temperatures tend to go into play a little later on in the year. But I'm gonna give you guys a quick rundown of my go-to lures, man. Some baits that maybe you guys already got a tied on, maybe you don't. If you got any baits that I didn't mention, or some of your go-to lures, by all means, leave a comment down below. Guys know I love conversating back and forth with you guys. Love the interactions. All right, so real quick, I'm just gonna go over a few soft plastics that I use, and I'm gonna switch over into my hard baits. I'm gonna try to keep it super simple. Like I said, I don't want to have you guys start rigging up 20, 30 different baits, saying this is what you need for pre-spawn. But like I said, I want to keep it crazy simple for you guys, so I can help you guys out. Like I said, throw some baits you might not already throw. I'll give you a different little point of view, especially from my standpoint. With what I've done so far as far as having success each pre-spawn time. So number one, of course, for me is a Texas rig bait, which is a little creature bait. Really, is what main thing I like to use. So that right there is made by Strike King, little creature bug. It's actually a very small presentation here. Color's actually called Chameleon. I don't know if you guys can kind of see that, as far as it has like almost every color: browns, blues. What's that? Watermelon red up top. You name it. Like, it's pretty cool little bait. And the reason I chose this is one of my starting soft plaques that I like to use. This time of year, as far as like pre-spawn, I'm not going to like thick, super huge, like trench hogs or super big brush hogs. I'm not going 10-inch worms, things like that. As far as my soft plastic list, I'm trying to keep it super small, compact. This time of year, these bass can be a little finicky. They're just coming out of their winter haunts, so they're not into like feeding crazy frenzy. But yes, they will start eating to get ready for that spawn. So I don't want to overdo it with super huge baits. I want to keep it super simple, nice, concise, compact baits. Another good one for you guys is a good old Wacky Rig, man. Wacky Rig Cinco. I call it Wacky Rig, but Wacky Rig is the rig. But just a little stick bait, man. Just young dingers. If you guys ever use those, like these a lot. Great variety. Again, this is watermelon red flake, and one more soft plastic, because the first two I kind of cover more of a pitching and flipping kind of thing, around cover. But one is a nice little swim bait. So when I say little, you guys see that? 3-inch. 3 inches what you want. Okay, 3 to 4 inch. You don't want to go crazy big right now at this time of year. Like I said, you want to keep it kind of compact. This is just a little smaller Kitech. I know a bunch of different other companies sell small swim baits, but like I said, the key right now is small. Not saying you can't throw big mag drafts or something like that, or like big glide baits, swim baits, things like that. I'm not saying you can't throw that. Okay, I had a couple of buddies actually the other day just caught some doing pre-spawn. On some glide baits. They did a great job out there, man. I'm happy for anybody who catches this, period. I'm not saying you can't catch them on these, but my recommendation is keep it small for now. Like at least until that water temperature starts to warm, but it's a little bit more. Just real quick, sorry about that. I'll just tell you what I run my flipping and pitching bait on. This is a Dobbins 734C. It's more of in the heavy lineup. Not crazy heavy, not broomstick heavy, but great backbone, nice soft tip. The reel here is a Cast King Crixus. I believe it's a 7:3-to-1 gear ratio. Love the wind grips on it, man. But nice little reel, 17-pound line. So at this time of year, I'm doing quarter ounce tungsten weight. This is a Woo tungsten quarter ounce weight right here. Once the water starts getting a little warmer, then I'll go ahead and kick it up to like 3/8. Some people do half, but 3/8 sounds a good little point for me. But that's what I'm running my flipping and pitching on. And that Wacky Rig, I don't have it I don't have that rod up here right at this moment, but a little spinning setup. If you want to do Texas rig, you throw it on your Texas rig setup, but also if you could do Wacky Rig, like I said, around cover, things like that. Start getting some of those, buck bass and start moving up first. If you want to go out and catch fish, this is the goal here, right? But yeah, pitch that little wacky rig around, you know, around some cover. Nice little spinning setup, maybe 7 foot, somewhere around there. You know, 10 to 12 pound. Well, I usually run about 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. The braid backing about, I think it's 10-pound braid I usually run. So that's a good little setup there. Like I said, if you want to run wacky rig style. And then lastly was my little soft plastic here as far as the little swim baits. I will put this on a small, you know, 1/4 ounce jig head or something like that. So a couple weeks ago, I was in North Carolina and I was, you know, graphing around. I was seeing a bunch of fish, you know, I was suspended right in front of the, you know, main lake points, secondary points. They're just waiting on the, you know, perfect timing. These fish will move up first before they move into, you know, their spawning areas. So you want to catch some, you know, suspended fish. I think this little bait on a little 1/4 ounce jig head, I think this will definitely go to town. All right, so that's it for my, you know, soft plastics. That was just a couple soft plastics to get you, you know, into a couple fish, you know, of course. Especially guys, you know, guys that are in a pond or on a boat. Those baits can go across the nation. You know what I mean? Next, I want to talk about a couple hard baits. All right, number one hard bait for me. It's going to be a little crankbait here. So see that there? So yeah, that's a little DT6 there, made by Rapala, something like that. No, DT6, man. It's a great little bait, and it actually dives 6 to 8 feet. Running it on 12-pound line. This is a Lose Mach 2 setup. I say this thing is pretty much perfect for, you know, getting those fish who are just starting to pull in. Like I said, this bait runs 6 to 8 foot. Has a nice little tight wobble compared to your big wide wobbling crankbaits. So this little balsa wood crankbait here keeps it a lot tighter. Especially like I said, this water temps just get into, you know, mid-50s, things like that. Perfect little bait, cover a lot of water, you know, eliminate areas. And of course, it'll catch them, man. It'll definitely catch them. My number 2 for my hard baits. Hard bait's gonna be that guy right there. See, she's got, you know, a couple little scars on her, a little beat up. But a lipless crankbait, man. This is made by Strike King. It's a red eye shad. And this one, I'm actually running a new rod. I actually just got this from good old Wally World, right? I don't know if you guys, is that reading backwards? I don't know, I can't necessarily tell. I broke one rod, okay, that's my carelessness. And I had to pay for it, right, of course. So I was in Walmart real quick and I happened to go through the course fishing section and they had this rod in there. It's a medium action rod, but it has some backbone to it, which I really like, okay? I did get a chance to throw this around some at a pond. I did catch a couple small ones with my son out there, you know, playing around, but by all means, I think this rod, or this setup period, is definitely great for throwing this type of bait here. Now, if you're ripping it through grass, you have to get a little heavier rod to handle that rip up and through grass. But if you're just casting and cranking in, this time of year, definitely you want to work on your yo-yo technique, okay, as they call it. But it's more of a pump, okay? You're bringing the rod up, reeling up slack. Bringing the rod up, reel up slack. And that technique alone would, like I said, this time of year, we're not into, you know, burning it back to you. Not just yet. Slow it down. This right here is paired up with a Shimano SLX. Also, this is a 15-pound line. But yeah, this is a 8:2-to-1 gear ratio reel. Very smooth. I actually really like it. I've been debating on going to something else, but nah, I like it. She's here to stay. Now, I think that's a great little combo there, man. Gets the job done. So we see how this rod holds up this year. Hopefully I don't mess up and break this one, okay? Now, that's like 2 of my favorite hard baits when it comes to pre-spawn. Covering a lot of water, catching these fish, you know, as they're moving up. Like I said, as that water temp's getting high 50s, low 60s, you'll definitely start seeing, you know, the male bass and female bass moving up. They know what time of year it is, okay? Now, 2 honorable mentions, okay? Number 1, it's going to be a spinner bait. See that there? Just throwing on a quantum. Real, I know it says casting. I like changing my handles out in certain things for certain reasons, okay? I like these handles a little better than what it came with. But this is a quantum setup. I've actually had this for a couple years now, and she hasn't let me down. But this strictly goes to my spinner bait. I think it's 6:8-to-1 gear ratio. Keep that thing nice and smooth, nice and slow, man. Let those blades do its job. Attracting those fish from, you know, like from far distance, really, with that flicker. Throwing it through cover, nice and weedless. But, or if you get, you know, found a little brush pile offshore, you know, close. Matter of fact, I'll show you the clip. I was a main lake point that was near a spawning pocket, and I was trolling across, and I found a little brush pile. threw it out there, let the thing sink to the bottom. I literally just walked it back to the boat, back through the brush pile. You can feel that brush pile hit, and then a thump, a fish hit it. So, I mean, nice little bait here. And if you guys, follow my channel, if you already been following my channel, I don't normally throw spinner baits. I'm normally a chatterbait guy. I'm not saying chatterbait can't work this time of year. That would have been the other lineup I would have had in comparison to this. But I told myself this year I'm going to get better at throwing a spinner bait. I started with chatterbait, so that's what I stuck with. Some guys started with spinnerbait, and that's what they like. My goal this year, like I said, is to get better at using a spinnerbait. So, and the other honorable mention, some guys are like, why was this not in your main main lineup? Has the jig, of course, right? You guys see that there. The reason why it's not my main lineup, because I start off fishing with a Texas rig. And I literally, stuck with Texas rig. Threw a jig here and there, got hung up in a tree a couple times. And I was like, man, I don't want to mess with this jig, man. I just, stick with the weedless Texas rig. This year, again, I made another commitment, tie it on, stay with it. And so far, so good. Literally yesterday, I pulled, I think, 5 fish off a jig within an hour. Based on the conditions and all I put together, I buckled down and just stuck to hidden cover and learning how to use this bait here. Some guys, this is their go-to, this is their main, this is their number one. So I'm trying to, reap the benefits that I see other people have success with. But again, this is another Dobbins 734C. This is paired up with a Lew's Carbon Fire. I believe it's 7.5 to 1 gear ratio reel, man. Not bad little setup there. I can't wait to see what else I can, pull with this here. So that's it, man. That's my little lineup. If I missed anything, I do apologize. Leave it down in the comment section below what you guys feel that I may have missed, or what's your favorite for the year, pre-spawn time of the year. That's it for me today, guys. I want to give you, like I said, a little quick video of my go-to pre-spawn lures. Get better each year as far as using different things, learning different techniques. But these are my core go-to for sure. One I did miss, I apologize. Jerkbait. A lot of people consider jerkbait winter bait, but it does shine when it comes to pre-spawn time, because like I said, these fish are going to move up first before they move in. So that shallow diving jerkbait can be killer this time of year. So don't forget about that one. But again, like I said, I know there's plenty of baits out there. Let me know if I missed any. Leave a comment down below, guys. And if you have any questions, by all means, leave a comment down below. I have no problem making a video for you guys. If you need a full explanation on something, by all means, let me know down below, and I get that out to you guys as soon as possible. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like on this video if you liked it. Share with a friend. Social media. You guys know the deal, man. You guys have a good one. I'll see you guys next time. You guys take care.